Hi, it's Robin Sharma, and first of all, I want to say welcome to this training series. It is a real joy to be here with you, and I want to, more than anything else, as we start off our journey together, for you to go from where you now are to what I call an everyday hero. That's not only an elite performer, that's not only someone who is massively productive, that's not only someone with a great mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. It's someone who is building a great life while you make the world a better place. One of my fundamental beliefs is it's really important to do good for yourself and those you love. And it's equally important, maybe even more important, to make sure whatever you do is serving the world. So if you're new to my work, I want to welcome you. If you've been with me while I've been teaching leadership, elite performance, massive creativity, exponential productivity over these past 20 plus years, I want to welcome you back. I will promise you one thing: you will find this training series robust, original, valuable, and more than anything else, of practical value to you as you make your ascent to absolute world class. If you are new to me, let me just briefly share who I am and what you're going to learn in the training series. So I've been teaching, working with a lot of the Fortune 500, whether it's Starbucks, Nike, General Electric, IBM, Watson, or other organizations like NASA, Yale University, Young Presidents Organization, for, as I mentioned, over 2 decades. So what you're going to learn in this training series is not something that I've read in a number of books, or it's not something I've learned from just a few people. I've been working with a lot of the best companies in the world. I've been the private advisor for many celebrity billionaires. I've worked with NBA athletes, NFL superstars, football heroes. I've worked with members of royalty. And I mentioned that to offer to you and really cement to you that what you're going to learn is what a lot of the most high-performing people on the planet have learned from me. And so fasten your seatbelts. We're going to go for a great ride. Before I walk you through the model I want to share with you in this first training video, I'm going to explain why I decided to teach you this model. And the model is called the victim to hero leap. Now, if you look around the world, a lot of people are playing like victims. There's a term I use called the collective deprofessionalization of business. And a lot of businesses today are populated by people who have given away their power. They're really sort of not in their strength. They're not operating from their A game. They are operating as victims. And the reason why I call this theme in business that you see around the world right now, the collective deprofessionalization of business, is because I'd say even most people in most businesses, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's you get on an airplane, whether it's you go into a hotel, whether you go into a bakery, a lot of people are disengaged. They're checked out. They're not on fire to wow. They are not full of confidence. There's no sparkle in their eye. And by the way, never lose the sparkle in your eye. You know, someone once said, adults are nothing more than deteriorated children. Picasso said it well. He said, you know, it took me 4 years to learn to paint like one of the Renaissance painters. It took me a lifetime to remember how to paint like a child. And part of this training series will not only help you increase your productivity, increase your performance, increase your prosperity, it'll also reconnect you to that childlike sense of awe and wonder that you've probably lost. So in business today, I call it the collective deprofessionalization of business because there aren't that many people who are super professional. There aren't that many people who are bringing on their A game to work. There aren't that many people who are saying, you know what, I can lead without a title versus being a victim. Another theme I'm going to offer to you as we go through this training series is the mass mediocratization of humanity. You know, I think of Steve Jobs. One thing about Steve Jobs is he refused to compromise. He wanted the icons on the iPhone to be so beautiful, consumers would lick the screen. He spent days going through Pantone colors to get the perfect colors for the first iMacs. He spent weeks and weeks looking at the rounding of the edges before the first iMac shipped to make sure it was perfection. He has what I call an obsession with product perfection. Now, that is rare in this world of ours right now. How many people do you know stand for outright excellence? How many people do you know are aiming for the heroic with their health or their mindset or their relationships or the quality of their work or what they stand for in the world? And so all this to say, a lot of people have given away their power, and that just means they're operating as victims. Now you might say, Robin, why do people fall into the trap of not being heroes of their lives? You might say, Robin, why are so many people negative and toxic? Why are so many people busy being busy versus monomaniacally focused on being productive and building epic lives? And I would say it's because of one word, hypnosis. You see, what society does is it brainwashes us. It teaches us a series of beliefs, like fit in, like don't dream too big, like don't sing from your own songbook, like if you take risks and trust your ambitions, you will be ridiculed, called crazy, and be hurt. And so what most people do is they contract, and they don't bring on their originality, and they don't trust their instincts. And this happens as we leave childhood, because in school we're learned to wear the same shirts as other people and talk like everyone else and walk in single file and don't color outside the lines. And this just mass hypnotization continues right through the rest of our lives. So I'm super excited for you, because what we're going to do is any form of victimhood in your life right now, whether it's being a victim around not being in great health, or being a victim around not being in the job that you want, or having the prosperity and income that you want, maybe some form of victimitis, excusitis, the dreaded mind virus is infecting your mindset and heart set, because you don't have the love you want or the family relationships you want. Maybe you just don't like your lifestyle. Maybe you're busy being busy. Maybe you don't wake up every morning with the fire in the belly to go out there and just change the world while you escalate your greatness in your own unique way. And so without further ado, what I want to do is I want to walk you through a model that will really, really deconstruct what I've taught to the billionaires and the members of royalty and the sports superstars and the CEOs that I've influenced and been the private advisor to for these past over 20 years. And it's called the victim to hero leap. Okay, the first leap I want you to make is to move from a mindset of can't to a mentality of can. Ellen Langer is an iconic positive psychologist from Harvard University, and she did a lot of studies of the power of your beliefs. And she came up with a phrase, and I want to give credit where it's due. Her phrase is the psychology of possibility. Now, I gave a keynote presentation in Madrid a little while ago, and two young men drove me from the event back to the airport, and I engaged with them and we were chatting, and they said, I'd love to live in, one in particular said, I'd love to live in Canada, but I can't do it. And during the 25-minute ride from the event hall to the airport, everything he spoke about was can't. You see, your language reflects your beliefs. And he said, I can't go to Canada. And then he inserted some excuse that he probably wasn't even aware was an excuse. And what he said was, well, because my family's here. And then he said, I'd like to be in North America, but I can't because my friends are here. And I'd like to live in the west coast of Canada where the mountains are. It's a dream of mine. I've seen pictures. It really speaks to me, but I can't because I have my job here. And if you recite your excuses long enough, you actually hypnotize yourself to believe they are true. And I'm simply saying, you want to do whatever it takes to hardwire in not some kind of a mindset or mentality of can't, but a belief system of can. You see, I mentioned Steve Jobs. One of the great things about Steve Jobs is his competitors in the industry diluted their dream. Every time someone said, we can't build this kind of a hardware. We can't give you this kind of a screen. We can't make the icons on the screen look like this. They said, oh, okay, let's dilute the initial dream that we had. Steve Jobs, you might not like him. You might call him a rebel. You might say he was rude, and I would agree. But one thing we have to celebrate, he was uncompromising. He was relentlessly focused, being true to his heroic vision. And that's simply a mentality of possibility, which is all about can. So before we leave this first leap about letting go of any thinking or verbalization or behavior that is can't behavior, which is really what victims do. I can't improve in my work. I can't get the promotion. I can't find great love. I can't be happier. I can't stop watching the news. I can't get into great health. I can't hack aging. Before we leave that, just remember, you are built to be the hero of your life. I've spent 20 plus years teaching it to millions of people, whether it's through the work I've done with the Fortune 500, whether it's at my live events, whether it's through the books I've read that are now in 92 languages across the planet, like The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari or The Greatness Guide or The Leader Who Had No Title. I am here to remind you with great love and respect, you might not be in the fullness of your power. You might not be at the mountaintop of your highest potential right now. But just because you couldn't do it yesterday doesn't mean you can't do it today. And I'm not going to sit here and say this information that you're going to learn in this video and the future training videos in this series that are going to be transformational for you. I'm not going to say change is going to happen in a day. I mean, according to University College of London, here's the research. It takes 66 days to wire in a new habit. And when you get to the next training video, you are going to be blown away. I'm going to walk you through something I've built. It's a mental model that is going to be so revolutionary for your performance, your productivity, your creativity, and your prosperity. And it's called the Habit Installation Protocol. But for now, just remember, it takes 66 days of practice to wire in a new mindset, like the mindset of possibility, or a new habit, or a new way of being. Which elegantly brings me to leap number 2. Shift from being busy to being monomaniacally focused on delivering results. Victims are excellent at being busy. You ask them, have you got the to-dos done? Have you got your deliverables done? What are the results you've produced last week, last quarter, last year? And they'll say, I'm so busy. I'm checking my phones and there's so much incoming and I've got so many selfies to shoot and I've got so many people to follow in terms of what they're eating for breakfast or bikini shots or their ad pictures or what they're doing in the latest lounge. You see, victims are addicted to entertainment. Leaders are obsessed with getting things done. So leap number 2 is in this world of what I call dramatic distraction, where a lot of people are losing their fortunes because they're addicted to their devices. You see, it's a great way to escape your greatness to be playing with your phone all day. And I want you to win. And so what I'm encouraging you is put down your devices from time to time. Stop watching all the news, or maybe it's video games. Strip out all the addictive influences. I mean, there's a lot of research coming out that a lot of the Silicon Valley apps are literally creating platforms, so whether it's a social media platform or whether it's a video game or whether it's a TV show or some kind of a digital distraction, with the intention of hooking you and making it an addiction. And so to shift from being any form of a victim so we get you to world class in the important areas of your life, here's what I lovingly and strongly encourage you to do. Shift from being busy to lean productivity. It's the second leap of all A players. Which brings me to leap number 3. And this is a big one for your creativity and your productivity and your prosperity and your service to humanity, which is let go of the past. The past is a servant, and it's a place to learn from, not a home to live in. And so when I work with the CEOs of the Fortune 500, when I work with Starbucks and Nike and General Electric and IBM and NASA and the billionaires and the titans and the NBA superstars, one of the things I really help them do is to make the leap from living in the past and staying stuck in yesterday's or last year's winning formula and moving into their heroic future. You see, for you to embrace your next level of world class, you have to let go of everything you used to be. And this is sort of scary, and it's the best move you can possibly make. I mean, there are a lot of people who want to own their game. They want to lead their field. They want to live beautiful lives. They want to have more free time. They want to live in more joy and wonder. They want to make a bigger impact on the world. But they're still living in 1822. Oh, I went through this divorce. Oh, I had an illness. Oh, here's the person who hurt me. A little while ago, I was very blessed to stand in Nelson Mandela's prison cell. And there's a few things I learned from the former ANC prisoner who was my tour guide. And one of the things I learned is after Nelson Mandela was released from Robben Island, and then he later became, as you know, president of South Africa, he actually did two things. Number one, he invited the prosecutor who had sought the death penalty for him to dinner. And number two, he actually invited one of the prison guards who kept him in prison in Robben Island for 18 years of his 27 years in captivity. He invited him to his inauguration as president of South Africa. And the media said, Mr. Mandela, why would you possibly invite the prosecutor who wanted to kill you and the prison guard who kept you in jail for so many years, the best years of your life? And he looked at the media person and he said, because if I didn't forgive them, I would still be in prison. So leap number 3, my friend, is profound. Forgive the unforgiven. They did the best that they could do based on where they were at on the journey of their consciousness and knowledge. And if they could have done better, they would have done better. And then forgive past events. They served you. You know, I've been on the top of the mountain and I've been in the valley of darkness. I've gone through incredible suffering in my own life. And how I've navigated it is I've realized pain comes to purify. And if you look at the great ones, the Mother Teresas, the Nelson Mandelas, the Mahatma Gandhis, if you look at the great entrepreneurs, you look at the most creative people, you look at a Nikola Tesla, Marie Curie, you look at a Coco Chanel, you look at a Shakespeare, you look at a Warren Buffett, you look at the icons and the true heroes. They have suffered more than most people, and the suffering introduced them to their greatness. So leap number 3 is let go of the past and leap into your heroic future. And this takes practice. And in the next training video, this is a lot of philosophy in this video, a lot of big ideas, a lot of revolutionary insights if you're open to them, which I know you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here with me. But video number 2 is where we're going to put pedal to the metal or boots to the ground, where we shift from ideation to execution. Okay, that brings us to leap number 4 of the victim to hero leap. And it's a huge one, because if you look around the world, a lot of people who are giving away their power, a lot of people who are playing victim do one thing. They make excuses. And beneath every excuse lives a fear. You see, there are no bad people on the planet. We all could be Picassos of our own lives. We all could be the Steve Jobses of our own crafts. We all could be the Warren Buffetts of our own heroic natures. We all have our own instinct and primal greatness within us, but it's been schooled out of us. That's what I'm really trying to suggest to you on this 4th leap. If you see someone making excuses and being a victim, it's not because they don't have a fire to win within them. It's just that they forgot it. They've disconnected with it. They've been so numbed down by life, by maybe it's teachers, maybe it's well-intentioned but misguided parents who say, you know, be like everyone else, don't dream too big, you can't do this, you'll fail. I mean, our parents do their best, but all they do is teach us what they know and the way their parents taught us. And so leap number 4 is, I want you to do what I'm going to call an excuse audit. I want you to do today what I call an excuse detox. Because the more you start paying attention, I mean, in the next video, you're not only going to learn the habit installation protocol, how to build habits and rituals that stand the test of time. You're also going to learn what I call my 3-step success formula that has revolutionized the lives of my highest level clients. These are the billionaires who come to me every year. There's now a 2-year waiting list. They come to me for private advice so they can scale their fortunes while they live happier lives, more fulfilling lives, more successful lives of greater impact to the world. And one of the things I start off in my coaching with them is what I call the 3-step success formula. You're going to learn it in the next video, and it's revolutionary. The key point around that is this. The beginning of transformation lives in awareness. And as you start to become more aware of the excuses you are making, like, someone told me 3 months ago, I can't start running to lose weight and to get stronger because I don't have enough energy. He was waiting until he had more energy to start running. That's like saying, I'll wait for the inspiration to start the book. That's like saying, I'll wait for the funding to start the new company. That's like saying, I'll wait for someone to show up next to me with a Valentine's card before I fall in love. The number one way we don't have power is thinking we don't have any power to access. And every time you give away a power to an excuse by saying, well, I can't work out because of this. I don't have a great relationship because of my partner. I don't have a great job because the industry is in such disruption, or I don't have a great boss. Every time you make an excuse, you give your power to the excuse. And if you've done this your entire life, just think about how much of your inherent, primal, natural power you have given to your excuses. And this explains why you might be operating in some areas of your life like a victim. And so leap number 4 is to release excuses and to move into delivering results. The billionaires, the CEOs, the great athletes, the great artists, the great servants of humanity all had one thing in common. They didn't make excuses. They did whatever it took to get their heroic visions done. And then a lot of victims say, well, Robin, that sounds easy. Of course it sounds easy. It's just an idea. Changing your world while you change your life is a process, not an event. But small daily improvements, when done consistently over time, lead to stunning results. I'm going to say that again because it's so important, and it's one of my famous brain tattoos. Small, daily, seemingly insignificant contributions, when done consistently over time, lead to stunning results. I mean, it is remarkable where you can be only 30 days from now if you do the things I'm sharing with you in this training video and the others in this sequence that I've made for you, because I want to help you. Because if I help you, I feel I've done my part to have a bigger influence in the world. If I help you, if I serve you, I've done my part in this age of dramatic volatility where the world needs more pure leaders, leaders of heroic vision, great compassion, true bravery, outright generosity. Then I feel more meaning in my life. That's the payoff for me if I serve you. And then you win, and I win, and my family wins, and your family wins, and the communities win. And together we upgrade the quality of the world while we help you bring on your fire and live a better life. And that brings me to the final leap of this mental framework I've walked you through called the victim to hero leap, which is leap number 5. Leap number 5 is this: the victim takes from the world, the leader gives to the world. Victims are always complaining that they don't have enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough vitality. I don't have enough confidence. I don't have enough love. I don't have enough applause from my teammates. I don't have enough whatever it is. What they are not intimate with is that their lack of enoughness in their outer lives comes from an interior wound. They have a hole inside of themselves where they don't feel like they're enough. And that's scarcity. See, victims are all about scarcity. They want to take from the world. They don't want to give their customers very much wow. They don't want to give their lovers very much affection. They don't want to give their communities very much service. They are takers, not givers. If you want to leap from any form of victimhood, this fifth leap is unbelievably powerful. You want to let go of any taking from your customers or your loved ones or your community. And you want to institute what I call a mentality of generosity. You see, the hand that gives gathers. You see, my friend, the more you give, the more you receive. It's counterintuitive to the brainwashing of society that says, be a lone wolf, take. The media says, if you want to get to the top of the mountain, be a taker, not a giver. And yet, if you really think about it in your own life, it's when you've been most giving. I'll put it to you this way. She or he who is most helpful wins. From a business point of view, the marketplace rewards giving. The more value you give, the better your products are, the better your customer service is, the more you help your customers achieve their dreams, they're going to fall in love with you. I've been on this Steve Jobs theme in this first training video, and I'm just jamming. But there was a cult of Apple. People lined up for the new product after the product launch when Steve Jobs was running Apple. Why? Because the products were so beautiful, people fell in love with them. And, Steve Jobs' wife said it. She said his genius was he married technology with beauty. And he loved it. I gave a presentation in Paris, and after the event, someone came up to me and said, Robin, I saw Steve Jobs 6 weeks before he died. And he wasn't talking about his cancer. He led me into his den and he said, what's going on with this product we are ready to launch? And I think it was the iPhone, but he was more concerned with making sure the product was perfect than his own cancer. My point is simply this. Let go of any taking. Be all about giving. It might be counterintuitive. I promise you, I've been teaching leadership, elite performance, creativity, exponential productivity for over 20 years with the best of the best. And this is one thing you can really hardwire in as a mindset and a heart set and a way of being. The one who is of most use to the most people is the one who not only dominates the domain, they live the greatest life. Okay, that is the victim to hero leap. And I want to applaud you for being with me through the video. And here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to post a comment in the comment section below sharing what did you learn from the video? What was your best insight? What is your personal promise that you're going to act on within the next 60 minutes? After you have posted the comment in the comment section, I also want you to do this. Share this training video with 3 friends. And here's why. The friend that grows with friends is the friend that stays with friends. There's a lot of research that you become your friends. I just want you to transform along with your friends to transform. Finally, what's in video number 2? Well, fasten your seatbelts, because if you like what you've learned in the first video, we're going to take it to a completely new level of content, of practicality, and of inspiration in video 2, because we're going to go through the 3-step success formula that has helped my billionaire clients get to all new levels of creativity, productivity, fortune building, and history creating. I'm also going to walk you through my proprietary model called the Habit Installation Protocol. 3 steps in that model that will allow you to take any habit, whether it's getting up at 5 o'clock, whether it's developing your focus, whether it's being more confident, whether it's being more loving, whether it's dialing in daily exercise. I don't know what rituals you want to make automatic, but in training video number 2, you're going to learn exactly how to do that. I wish you well, and thanks a lot for being with me in training video number 1.